I'll try and let you see this. Get right in there. If you see or not. Right in there. There is literally a tiny crack. Now it's not a big crack. I can just feel it with my nail. So, a bit of this stuff, and I'm going to, I've already checked each end of the crack, which basically means that I got a tiny Dremel, and I rounded each corner of the end of the crack. So now we're going to fill the crack in with solder. Mainly so that, it's going to stop any moisture or anything like that getting into the head. I really don't think. Remember, we paid 20 quid for this. And as you can see, we've been hitting it the weekend really good off the tee. So I'm going to solder this, and I'm preheating my solder gun. I've got it here. I'm going to put it on some cork mats, which is probably a good idea because cork resists heat. I've got a light, which I'm going to move around here, make sure that it shines on it. And I'm going to turn the camera around, and I'm going to show you me doing this. So I'll get my glasses on, spin it round and show you the work. You could probably do this yourself. A soldering iron is required and some pretty heavy duty solder. This is actually gauge 2, I believe, which is actually quite strong. So we're going to solder it in, and it should give us a seamless repair. Right, let's get to it. Right, okay, so obviously we have a rather hot solder iron. I'm just going to lay it on the crack and give it some, taking quite a bit. There we go. Don't want to get it too pretty good, that actually. Whoa, big lump there, don't want that. Just ease it in. That's actually that's actually working really good. Right, let's get absolutely filled that in there. That's good, that. Right, let's drag that. Aye, that's worked. Absolutely filled it. Will we keep going? Oh, more is less or less is more. I may need to heat the solder iron up again. Right, let's heat the solder iron up again. Pause this now, be back. Just smoothed that off there. and that seems to be quite a good repair. Crack completely filled. Now what I'm going to do is just hang on to a check. It's pretty cool now. And let's give it. Okay, so what I've got here is a little bit of very fine paper, emery, wet and dry. And I'm just going to give it a gentle rub, because what it's done actually is completely filled in the actual crack as well as the kind of dent that was in it. So I'm just going to clean it up a bit. Just like this. Now I'm smoothing it off with this. It's working great. I'm getting the angle on it. That's worked really well. Hang on. Right, so obviously there's a little bit of colour difference. So we'll just blend this in. There you go, so you can probably see that a bit better. That's actually the shape of it. There we go. Get that in there. Now, let's just touch it in there to just blend it a little. And just give it a little titivation. That's actually really worked well. You can see that I can blend the colour a bit better. Right, there you go. So let's give you a close-up on that. Filled in the crack, so it's completely gone. There's still a little tiny dent there. I'm not going to get that out. Crack's completely repaired. Nothing damaged with the driver. There are no other marks or stuff on it. I mean, it's a second-hand head. Like I say, the crack was there. So we just used the solder iron. Completely got that in there. It's completely repaired it. Job done. Result. You can see I'm catching out of the middle. We've got some ghost tape on this driver as well. If you've ever seen ghost tape, well, there it is there. You cannot see it. And if you really go close, you'll start to see it. So ghost tape really does protect the top edge of the club. And when you address, you don't even see it. It's called ghost tape for a reason. I mean, you know, if you got really up close, you're going to see it. But it matches in perfectly with the colour and completely protects the top edge of the club. So we're solder iron and some solder. We have repaired a small crack in the club and it's worked fine. That will actually scuff up just like the other part of the sole. See how there's a little shape there? It's like that's meant to be there and that's meant to be there, but inside that was just the tiniest hairline crack, but that's fixed it. So hang on, I'll go back to where I was. So yeah, any requests for the piano? Glasses off. So that's a cheap fix. I mean, literally a solder iron and some solder, and then that was just a Sharpie pen just to blend in the black, because obviously if you're sanding, you're going to take a little bit off. But that's wet and dry, the finest one you can get. I just used it dry. Good thing about this stuff is you can use it wet. So Excuse me. So let's just, oh, that's a business. That's, yeah, just a wee bit of wetness. It's made all the difference actually. There you go. Result. Thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Like I say, the £20 M4 head. Finally, we've got a major win.